This channel is not made for kids. None of the videos on this channel are made for kids. This is for adults, adult collectors, hobbyists, and enthusiasts. I like kids. Kids are great. This channel is not made for them. Adult supervision is encouraged. Thank you very much.
Well, hey there, and how are you today? My name is Carla. I'm an adult doll collector, and you're in my hangout. Today, we're at my work mat, and I'm going to show you how to make this. It's very simple. I will be including the dimensions and cut list. If you want to, you can follow right along. So let's get started. Here is a list of some of the things you will need. You're going to want 16 sticks kind of like this. And these measure roughly 12 by half by 1/8. You will want 16 of these. You'll want 4 sticks like this. And these measure roughly 12 by 1/4 inch by 1/8. I have the asterisk here because I did include a cut list, and everything that has the asterisk next to it is for the slender wood. So you're going to want wood glue, a brush, some kind of a measuring tool, a cutting tool, and clamps. And maybe some patience. I don't know. I'm hoping you'll have fun. But considering that isn't a very long list. Now, I already pre-cut all of my everything ahead of time. And if you see, they have numbers. I have corresponding numbers on this. So 1 is 1. And that just tells me, at most I did so I can kind of follow myself along. So we're going to get started though. The first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to work on the legs on this part here. Oh, and on a side note, as always, my nails look atrocious. And I don't care. So if you do want to let me know that my nails look bad, you go ahead if you want to, but I won't care. I'm kind of... my workload doesn't allow for me to have constantly pretty nails. So I just don't see the point in I'm trying to make my nails look all prettified when they're just going to get ruined within an hour after I do them. I just, some people might have time for that. I don't. So yeah, if you find my nails bothersome, don't look. And don't comment if you don't like them, because I'm kind of yeah, I'm over that. So yeah. Okay, so first of all, let's get started on these. Now what I do is I use the Gorilla wood glue, and I will usually pour it into like a little cup. So, and that's what I've done. And I use usually kind of a raggedy looking brush to apply the wood glue. And with wood glue, you don't need as much as you think you do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint a little bit of wood glue just on one side of this. I'm going to try to keep it to just that side. You know, try not to make too much of a mess. So about like that. Then I'm going to take one of these. I'm going to put the number side down, of course, because I don't need the number showing now. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of like wiggle it around until the glue catches, like it just did. So, and now I am trying to make sure that it's all level on this side. So you want it flat with the one side, and you want it so it is, you know, right along all this. And once you have it in place, you're going to clamp it. And since it's a small thing, I'm just going to clamp them in 2 spots. And then double check, because sometimes the clamps will make the wood move a bit, so it's always a good thing to double check. Now, this project is not extraordinarily sensitive to perfect measurements, meaning if your measurements are off by a tiny little bit, the chair is probably still going to come out lovely. All right? So, but anyway, so here's the first one. And we're going to do the same thing with the rest of these. And then, of course, you're also going to put it off to the side. While these are setting, you're going to grab, I took two of the ones I have marked 3B, and we're going to glue these together as well. And just the two of them. And I'm going to have the numbers kind of facing each other because, you know. And swish it around until it basically kind of stops moving like it did. And you're going to go along the edges and make sure that they're all even with each other. And try to get rid of any excess glue. Once you have that done, you're going to clamp it. And once again, once you clamp it, you want to make sure that you double check to make sure that the wood didn't get out of place. These are just clips that I picked up at, I think, Walmart or something in the stationery section. There we go. And we let this sit for a while as well. Okay. At the beginning of this process, we're mostly just going to be clamping things together to let them set. So the next one is you're going to take the two longest pieces, and I have them marked number 1. And what I did is I measured just one of these on the end here, and I drew a line because I'm going to put one of these down, but I do not want it to go past that line. So I'm going to glue it down to the bottom part of this, right up to that line. Again, you want it to be flush with the bottom. I think that looks right. And then, yep, you guessed it, we're going to clamp it. Then you do for the other one as well. And the idea is for them to be able to face each other. They'll be facing each other on the chair, so you want to make sure that you put your piece in the correct spot. Okay, I'm also taking two of the slender ones. They're marked 8. You should have 3. We're only taking 2 of them, and we're going to glue those together as well. And I'm just trying to get everything that needs to be, paired up. Finished, get it done now. And again, we put it off to the side. Okay, you're going to grab your long sticks that you already have the one piece setting on, and you're going to take 2 more of these number 4s, and you're going to repeat what you did on this side. You're going to do it on this side. Okay, like so. And do the same thing with the other one. Next, we're going to take 2 of the number 3s, and we're going to laminate those together as well. And then I think we start the assembly process. Remember to wiggle it around. There we go. Then, of course, you're going to clamp it. and put that aside. Now, one of the things I did is on these legs, this fat part is going to be on the outside, like this. So I have the heavier part on the outside. And knowing that, I drew lines on these legs. So again, I took one of these and I measured from the right on the outside there. And then I drew a line on each one of them. So, inside, inside, and etc. Now you're going to take 2 of your number 3s, and these you're going to glue to the legs. And you want to make sure that you place it on the end. The reason you want to do that is this is set up so the next piece will slide into this notch. So it'll help hold things together. Try to make sure it gets even, and then clamp it. And clamping it might be a bit of a bear because it might knock it out. So just double check that. Then you do the same thing for the other side. And if it does need any moving around, you can then do that. Then clamp that in place. Once you get it in place. Like I said, this is the most troublesome one to do. Okay, once you get past this one, everything else is easier. Okay, I promise. And what I'm doing now is I'm kind of standing these up to make sure that the legs are flat on the ground, which will help make sure that everything is in its place. And then let that sit, and then do the same thing on this side. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Let's see if I can do it both sides. See if that works a little easier. We will find out. Maybe instead of clamping it, I should just put something heavy down on top of it, right? I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to just put something heavy down on it. And then you either clamp it or put something heavy on it, but let it set for a minute. Okay, what I've done is I took the 3 and marked 10, and I've just, whatever will make them, I use some hot glue, but you can use anything that's sticky that you can then get, remove afterward. So I put them down some hot glue on the mat to hold them in place. And what we're going to do is we are then going to put these on like so. Going to go all the way over to the edge with the one, and all the way over to the edge with the other, and you're going to glue them in. So let me start with this one. And ideally, there should be some spaces. So let's see. And I'm having my numbers, this number now facing down. And I am taking them all the way over to the edge of it. I can continue that all the way across. then I'm going to put something heavy on them and ignore it for a while. Okay, so these are ready and these are ready. Now what we're going to do is, as you can see, we have this little notch here, and we're going to slide that down in here. It should fit snug. However, I'm going to actually dip this in a little bit of the glue. And then I'm going to put it down in there. Now I'm going to put the top part on. And you want to make sure that the flat part is on the outside. Do the same thing on the other side. Now I have this facing with the legs kind of going up. And you want to make sure that these little bracer things are at the top of this while you're doing that then. Okay, it should look somewhat like this. You might have to adjust the legs a little bit, but we're going to be doing that right next. We have 2 of these labeled 2. And we're going to glue these to the outside here. All right, so we're taking the 2 marked 2, and we're going to glue these to the ends. I'm going to put the number down though, of course. And let's make it even. We want to make sure that they're even with the legs and everything. Okay. Then do the same thing on the other side. Once you get them in place, what we're going to do is carefully, well, actually, kind of hold them in place for a little bit, just until they kind of hold a little bit. Then we're going to flip this over. Now that's flipped over, I'm going to put something heavy on this. This is an awfully tough angle to try to clamp him, so that's why we're doing this. So this is a somewhat heavy thing. And I need a somewhat heavy thing on this side. What do I have? Okay. Now we're going to take 2 of the 3B, and we're going to, the idea is it's going to slide down, and it should be snug. Right against that. And the same thing with this end. Take your 2 number 5s, and you're going to glue those along in between these 2. The idea is you want to have reinforcement to kind of keep everything in place. We're almost done, believe it or not. We're going to turn this over and, remove the clamps, because we don't need them anymore for this. You should have 1 more marked 3. We're going to add some things in at the top. Some wood glue. I probably went it up too high on that. And you'll see these little grooves here on both sides, like so. You're just going to kind of slide that down into it. And again, it should fit in pretty snug. Okay, now I'm putting mine up. Yeah, I think a little higher, I think. I'm going to turn it this way. Now we have these two that we laminated earlier. We're going to put these in. I'll just kind of glue the very tips, both sides. This is one of these. We'll go, so again, it should be going right here in kind of the middle there. About like that. And you're going to do the other one. And you're going to snug that right up against the side. So actually, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the edge here too. There we go. Now you're going to take this skinny one that we laminated both sides of. We're going to put that. Get over here. Then you're going to take this one, your last 8, and we're going to connect it over here. I'm going to turn this upside down to let gravity kind of work to put those in place, okay? Now you're going to take your 2 number 9s, and I'm just, since I want both sides to have the glue, I'm going to dip it in the glue, and I'm going to put one pretty much there. It doesn't have to be exact. And I'm going to put the other one about here. All right, and we can ignore those for a little bit. And we're going to put these on now. So you have your 6 number 2s. We're going to start gluing these on from here to here. And again, these you'll probably have to wiggle around a little bit from, to find just the right spot that you want them to be. Oh, but you will want a gap. to, again, put something kind of heavy on these to weigh them down. Alright, so your seat should look pretty much like this. And this should look, well, like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place this here. And you can glue it down if you want to, or just leave it. I'm leaving it myself. And all you have to do now is paint it, or stain it, or leave it as it is. I chose to stain mine. And the color I used this Varathine One Step Stain and Poly, and it's water-based. And I used the Kona color. And I'm just sticking with the one coat myself. I like it. It's the color I was hoping for. But now we need to make, you know, a cushion for this thing. So let's do that. So I have an old washcloth. Well, it isn't old used. I just bought a whole bunch of washcloths on like clearance because I have things about wanting plenty of washcloths. Long story, I won't bore you with it. But point is, I have extra washcloths. So I'm using this one. And then I have some fabric. This is from a fat quarter from actually just Walmart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in kind of the middle here. And I could sew it. I could. But I don't want to. Today. I'm feeling lazy now. It's the end of the day. I'm tired. So we're going to glue it. Because, yeah. Okay, and here we have this, and so we put that here on the chair. See, and doesn't that color look great with that chair? I love it. I love it a lot. But I want something else to go with it, so you guys might have a harder time finding one of these, or you could probably find something kind of like it. Now, some of these came in some packaging for me the other day, and I saw that and it's like, I am saving these because that could be useful. So I'm taking some kind of like little pillow that could be on here just for whatever reason. So I'm going to cut this to the width of the cushion. There we go. We have this, and I'm going to cover the pillow though. I think I want to do it in white. So here's some white fabric. Once again, a fat quarter from Walmart. Okay, and it should at this moment look somewhat like this. And I'm going to do one more thing to this, which is why I wasn't too awful worried about these edges. So I have some cording, and I thought it might be neat to put a cord on. So let's go with this color, right? Yeah. I'm sure that's more than enough for what I'm going to do, but hey. Yay. And I'm going to start at the seam, and I'm going to kind of glue this cord around the edge here. Now do the same thing on the other side. And there. It's a simple thing, but, you know, I thought I could go like here on here, or maybe be resting at the foot. I'm kind of imagining this at like a resort or something, and, you know, kind of put your feet up on it, or put on your back, or whatever. You know, I wasn't sure what these were going to be, but I want to make something with the foam, and this seemed to make sense. So anyway, yeah, there's that. All right, well, that brings us to the end of our video, and I appreciate you joining me while we got to make our very own for the dolls, because they needed some outdoor furniture. And I really wanted to build one of these. I hope that the directions are fairly easy. Please let me know if they are confusing so I can, you know, fine-tune what I do. But you know, I'm just so glad that you joined me today. Now, if you like this video, please hit like. If you're a subscriber, thank you very much for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, well, what are you waiting for? We have a subscribe button over here. It's on this side. It's red. It says subscribe. All you have to do is push it, and boom, you become a subscriber. And I love my subscribers, because my subscribers are the best people in the whole wide world. Please comment down below. Let me know what you thought of things. If you take the time to comment, I will take the time to answer. It might take me a week sometimes, but I do answer the comments. Sharing is caring, and there might be someone else who's interested in making a different kind of outdoor chair. So go ahead and share this video. And gosh, you know, I think that's just about it. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm hoping you guys have a great time, because no matter what time of day it is, whether it's morning, noon, or night, you deserve fantastic things. Now I'm gonna let you go, and I'm out of here, so goodbye.